Have you ever heard the saying, you are what you eat? GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, can be found in over 70% of food products sold in grocery stores and markets. These genetically engineered foods are an open invitation to disease and infertility. GMOs are present in food that we eat every day: dairy products, meats, bread, fruits, and certain vegetables, sweets, and so much more. Some common genetically modified plants include corn, zucchini, sugar beets, edible cotton, canola, alfalfa, and soy. Newly introduced GMO labeling has become a heated, controversial topic. Many organizations, like GMO Insider, are striving towards requiring food production companies to label their foods that contain GMOs. However, getting GMOs out of the American diet is not as simple as putting a sticker on a cereal box, but it's a start.
As a volunteer for Label GMOs in Napa County, I've been working since before the election to try to get labeling, because I strongly believe that we have the right to know what we're buying, and especially what we're feeding our families and what we're putting in our bodies. So I feel very strongly about this issue.
On this very important piece of legislation, especially for rural states like Vermont, but I guess everybody who eats, which is, I guess, the majority of the people in our country. Mr. President, I want to spend a few minutes talking about some important amendments that I am offering, and that deals with the right of states to label genetically engineered food. Mr. President, this year the Vermont State House of Representatives passed a bill by a vote of 99 to 42, requiring that genetically engineered food be labeled. I can tell you with absolute certainty that the people of Vermont want to know what is in their food and are extremely supportive of what the state legislature has done. But this is an issue certainly not just limited to Vermont.
85% of GMOs, the thing that they're designed to do is to be able to withstand direct sprayings of Roundup, which is an herbicide. And normally the herbicide would kill plants because they're plants and that's what it kills. But when they're genetically engineered to withstand the Roundup, that means that the farmers can spray the Roundup directly on the plant. They don't have to be careful to get on either side of it. They can do aerial sprays or have these huge tractors that have big wings on either side, and they just douse the plants and they repeatedly spray them. So imagine the cumulative effect of all of these herbicides that are then directly on the plant. That's 85% of what the GMOs that we have right now are designed to do just that. So we're getting a ton of these pesticides. And that pesticide is designed to split open the guts of the insects. And the two crops right now that are designed to do that are corn and cotton. So cottonseed oil is what we would ingest. And corn, which is mostly used for processed foods. So corn chips, cornstarch, basically anything that we eat that's processed that has corn is most likely genetically engineered, since up to 90% of the crops, of the corn crops, are genetically engineered. So,
in fact, according to a recent poll done earlier this year, approximately 82% of the American people believe that labeling should take place with regard to genetically engineered ingredients. All over this country, increasingly, people are concerned about the quality of the food they are ingesting and the food that they are giving to their kids. People want to know what is in their food, and I believe that is a very reasonable request.
I would say it is more difficult with less information to make choices about knowing where my food came from. So I'm a firm believer in voting with your dollar, and I like to buy things that I think are a part of a system that is healthy for our economy, healthy for people, healthy for the environment. And so if my food is labeled as genetically engineered and there's an alternative that I can choose that isn't genetically engineered, I would rather go with the one that is not genetically engineered, where they found other solutions besides imposing this technology that I'm not convinced is necessary.
It's playing Russian roulette because it's not a precise science as much as the GMO industry would like us to believe that. The other scientists that have done independent studies say that there's a lot of collateral damage within the genetic makeup of the plant, and that actually can be transferred into our bodies and affect our genes as well. The bottom line is we don't know because there isn't a lot of research, and the FDA has never required safety testing. So that's why I'm really concerned, and that's what the dangers are to me, is that to have this unleashed on the public before we have safety testing, it makes no sense at all. I mean, we're the experiment in the making.
There is no easy fix to getting rid of GMOs. However, we can start taking steps forward by labeling, which will inform the public and give them the choice in consuming genetically modified foods.
We have the right to know what's in our food. We can make the change.
Congress has the power to help.
We do not want to become genetically modified.